Okay. Just talk a little bit about the conference season and what you overall expect.
Okay. Well, I think it's great that we have a non-conference season, because no matter where you are now, when you start conference, everybody's back at zero. You got a clean slate. So it's great to have the opportunity to start over and to build upon your successes and fix, some of the things that haven't quite worked out. So we're really excited about it. I think our conference schedule is very favorable for us this year. The games that we play in the beginning, and then we end obviously with the team that won our division last year, which is Portland State. So it's exciting to have them at the end and be able to build up to that.
One of the things it felt like in recent weeks, especially the last week, you've been playing probably your most complete games. I think every coach feels that there's still some things you need to clean up and that, but it really feels like you're playing your best softball as you get ready to start the conference season. What do you think?
I would agree. I still think we show signs of a very young team, and we have that little momentary lapse where we kind of get a little distracted. But overall, we are more focused and being able to push through and have the confidence to, get into a little bit of trouble and work our way out of it. This year we've been into situations where the pressure has been on the defense, and our pitching and our defense has come through. In the same way, in the last couple of series that we've had with our offense, we've been able to get the key hits, which was kind of what was holding us back in the beginning of the year. We just couldn't get those key hits when we needed to. And right now those are falling for us, and that's exciting as we get into conference play.
Hey, talk a little bit about, maybe the different aspects of the team as you get ready to start the season. Maybe let's start with pitching. How do you feel your pitching going in?
I think our pitching is coming along. Obviously, we still want to improve upon it. I think we've got the little things worked out as far as our rhythm and kind of our consistency. We still need to, focus on getting that first out a little bit more consistently. But overall, the staff as a whole is doing a good job of reducing the amount of walks. And we're not going to be a strikeout team. We know that, and we're okay with that. We're definitely a team that wants to get ground balls and fly balls, and that's been successful for us.
Next step, offensively, really, you put some runs on the board, and, I know we kind of talked a little bit that being able to play from a position of being ahead instead of having to, play catch up, and that has built a lot of confidence, I think, with the team, especially on the offensively right now. What do you think?
Well, absolutely. I think the thing that we've really stressed to our players throughout practice is being able to answer. Being able to come back no matter what happens and get some runs on the board. And I think a large part of that is, being able to execute on the first attempt, whether it's a hit and run or a bunt and run or just a good pitch. We got to be ready for that first pitch to be in there and hit the ball. And I think we're growing as an offensive team in that aspect, that our girls are it's really starting to click for them on what they need to do and how to do it. And so obviously when we can answer back, it really builds their confidence, and then they get excited and it pushes through to the next inning.
One play that really, Erica, obviously coming off a fantastic week. I think she hit 625 over 5 games, and just having her in that leadoff spot, how is that, how does that kind of get you going in the games?
Well, obviously she's our spark plug, and getting her on base, she's hard to defend. She's got good speed, which makes it gives us a lot of options when she's on base. I think the other thing is she needed to mature as a hitter too, and we had her in the 2 spot before so that she could kind of execute what we needed her to do, and now she's ready. She can swing away now, and she's become more of a threat on all aspects. She's just not a small ball kid anymore, and so we're excited to see her grow and continue to build into that role as being what we call a triple threat. And she definitely is the kid that gets us going and keeps us going, and the girls get excited when she gets on because they know things are going to really happen.
One thing I know we kind of talked about as the season progresses, this team's ability to come up with key hits in key situations, and it feels like that's, from that aspect, this team is very mature, matured a lot since earlier in the season, and I think we saw during this last stretch that when you needed those hits, when you could get somebody on first, you get somebody on second, getting that hit to bring them home, and I thought you were able to do that a lot more consistently, over the last 2 weeks.
I definitely agree. We obviously proved that in the series that we've had against North Dakota and Utah State, and even against Utah. What we're doing right now is we've got better discipline. We got a little emotional and got really excited early on, and kind of forgot about the discipline that we needed, and got our confidence back into being two-strike hitters. And that's really been huge for us because our girls are going deeper in the count now, waiting for their pitch, which is what we need them to do. And we also need them to hit the pitch they want and not what the pitcher wants. And we've learned, and we've really worked hard since we had our practice days back. It's great to have your practice days back so you can focus on making sure you're hitting the ball where it's pitched and not trying to pull it, And so we've really kind of broke that down the last couple of practices and refocused our team on what we should be doing in the box and what we've done successfully. And they were really, they're maturing and they're getting it and they're able to execute. And it's great to be able to practice it and then see it happen in the game, because that again builds their confidence, and that's what we want to see happen.
Last thing, defensively, it seems like, you're turning players. It's just a little bit more confidence, a little more, I don't know what the right word, rhythm, and that is, talk a little bit about that.
Well, I think a part of that is chemistry, and it's playing together for a while. We've changed our infield quite a bit early on, and obviously with the injury that we've had, it's changed our infield, but we're getting, the girls are used to playing with each other, so they're trusting each other more, and I think that's the biggest thing, is they're confident that their teammates are going to be there, and we've really kind of pounded that into them too, that you got to trust in each other, and trust that they're going to be there, and they're going to make the right play, and they're going to cover the base when they need to be covering the base, and so that's really come along for us, and obviously we're making sure that happens in practice as well, and I think that chemistry is starting to flow, and they're just getting comfortable, and like I said, trusting each other and knowing how they're going to play and what they can and can't get to. And that just takes time. And, we play a lot of games, but sometimes it's not enough games. So we're getting it now. Yeah.
One last thing. As you go, you go here into the conference season, you look around, that just seemed like it, obviously you kind of got Portland State that looks like they're kind of maybe at the head of the class, but it just really looks like there's a lot of wide openness and that. It looks like it's anybody's to go out there and grab. What do you think? Well,
I would agree. I think, for us right now, if all three aspects of the game click for us, we get the hits when we need them, our pitching stays strong, and our defense executes, we can compete with anybody. We can push right up to the top of our conference. That's the one thing about softball that's different than a lot of sports. You got to have three aspects of the game really click, and they all got to click on the same day. And or one's got to persevere over the others and keep you in the game. And I think for us right now, we feel we can play with anybody in our conference. We've played some really tough teams, and that gives us confidence. And our girls are really excited about it, and I think we keep telling them that it doesn't matter what happens in one series. You got to fight for every series, and we can't let one series determine how we're going to play the rest of the year. We know that, like you said, it could happen. Things are going to get mixed up all season long in conference play. People are going to beat people. People are going to surprise people, and that's going to help us. Obviously we hope to be that surprise team. People weren't looking at us to, be better than at the bottom, and we hope to be much better than the bottom. So we're excited about it. I think our girls will definitely come to play with everybody.